Hey, how's everyone doing? We got a little electronic gaming monthly to check out, and I've always pitched this idea to ASMR channels to do this kind of thing because I've seen a couple people do stuff with their Pokemon cards and stuff like that. Sometimes they'll bring up a stack of PS3 games, and it's just a most random collection of games that you'd see on the Walmart shelf like 10 years ago or something. But this issue is from 1992, and already I love every game on the front of this. I see something about Sonic 2, Road Rash, Street Fighter 2. They talk about Street Fighter 3. Super NES Game Genie. Super NES Total Carnage. Sony Super NES CD-ROM. We're going back there. We're going back. Going back. Sorry about that. This is an ad for Prince of Persia. I didn't know Konami made Prince of Persia. You know why? Because I don't play a lot of Prince of Persia. And then we got something going on with this Game Boy game, Super Nintendo game. It's called Baseball. I actually don't remember this. And here we got a whole list of things of everything in the magazine. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Whew. We're kind of pushing it now. Ooh, Chester Cheetah. This is a horrible game, but I played this on the Genesis, which is what this advertisement's for. Electronic Gaming Monthly, the biggest and best. I don't know what this is. It's just a list of issues, I guess. So after the Chester Cheetah, Sunset Riders. So this is a arcade game, and I don't know how well it's ported, but it's ported to console. And, you know, Konami just wailing it back in the day, just going, oh my god. WWF Superstars. I don't think this is the good one, though. Is this the one with the, like, exaggerated attacks and specials and stuff like that? Letters to the editor. If you really want to sleep, I can read this to you, but we're going to skip that. I actually am interested in this kind of thing most of the time, but lettering is small. It'd be like a half-hour video if I read the entire fucking magazine. Holiday Savings Arcade. Prices, huge selection. The hottest titles. Real deals. What are you selling me? TurboGrafx games? Is this the piano that hooks up to the NES? So let's look at these games. Tailspin. Trash. I'm just gonna say it. It's a trash game. Barbie. Trash game. Super Bowl. Not bad. Darkwing Duck. Awesome game. Spider-Man games are kind of... There's like one really good one, and I can't remember which one it is. This one's Yoshi. This is Chester Cheetah. That's the SNES one, yeah. Street Fighter 2. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Wheel of Fortune. Mario Paint. Super Play Action Football. I don't think I've played that. I've played a lot of football games on SNES and Sega Genesis. Link to the Past. That's... What is that? Top 3 SNES game? Basketball. If it's not NBA Jam. Snooze. That Battle Clash? It's hard to see. That's another Spider-Man game. And another basketball game. Sleep, Snore, Sleep, Snore. More Sports Ball. Crash Dummies. Don't bother. Mega Man on Game Boy? I don't know about Mega Man on Game Boy. Everything else, yeah, but... Top 3 Game Boy game right here. Kirby's Dream Land. Yoshi. Again, you know, meh. Super Mario Land 2 is really good. I think it is. I wouldn't say it's like top 5 or something on Game Boy, but it's really good. Kind of ridiculous. Sega Genesis cost $90 at the time. I remember a couple years ago, the guy who made Earthworm Jim was supposed to be making his own console. And then like making games for it and selling it for a more reasonable price. And then people could make like 2D games for it and shit like that. I don't know what happened. I completely lost touch with everything that was happening with that. I don't even know if that's real anymore. What is this? Why is this $300? Oh, that's the Sega CD. Jesus. Don't buy it, kids. It's garbage. It's so bad. Hockey? Is there like a year for this? I think that says 93. That should be the one I played. I played 93 or 94. Crew Ball. So, like, one of the easiest things they did was just take these bands and give them these really goofy fucking games. Motley Crue having a pinball game. I don't know. But this is funny because I had a Kiss pinball game on the PS1. And I played the Aerosmith game in the arcades. And I didn't have a Dreamcast. I knew someone who had a Dreamcast, so I just played his Dreamcast. But on the Dreamcast, and I think and the PC, is a Kiss first-person shooter game. And I think it's very Doom, you know, Duke Nukem looking. Footballs, more sports balls. John McEnroe, Madden, whatever. Get that guy there. Is that Carmen Sandiego? I can't see that. More sports balls. Tailspin. That's on Sega. Oh, cool. Batman Returns, that's a fun game. Terminator 2. I think people like that more than it should be. I don't think it's that good. Game Gear. Don't buy it. $11.19 is what you're gonna spend on batteries in about 3 months. That's after you spend the $120 on the Game Gear. Because it takes 6 AA batteries. 6 of them. And then you get a baseball. Oh, straight up. Streets of Rage for the Game Gear. I don't know. Game Gear games had to come from like a real special place, and they had to really hit home for me not to think that they're garbage. Like Sonic 2. Sonic 2 on Game Gear is cool. And it's even better on Genesis, because on 2, it's on Game Gear, it's kind of garbage compared to Genesis, but it's still not bad. Oh, more Star Wars games. Let me tell you something. Shut up, kid. You're the reason we have 900 Star Wars games. I'd like to read this, but I can't quite. Make out what it's saying here. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to read that. What do we got? Game Boy Track and Field. I have that now. I use that as a coaster. Not on Game Boy, on NES. I saw that at a flea market like 5 years ago, and I just bought it because it's there. What is this? D&D? So this is a board game. There's dice and there's the board game in there. Ooh, fan art. This is actually kind of cool. This is cool about Nintendo Power. You got Bison, Sonic, Scorpion, Sonya. It's kind of hard to see. Spider-Man, Chun-Li. Just take note to how much Sonic you see here, not Mario. Just saying. Oh, here you go. This is, what is this? The early days of Cheatbox. Program custom moves. Repeat your moves continuously. Play the moves without using your hands. Get this out of here before someone gets an idea. Someone gets ideas when they see that. What do we got? What do we got? Are these just different games? He's back, and she's back, and it's back, and they're hunting for you in these hot new sci-fi video game blockbusters. T2, the arcade game. Alien 3, Predator 2. Ooh, that's the best Predator movie. That's the one with Danny Glover, isn't it? That's, ironically the best one and unironically the best one for depending on who you are. they did a review of Sonic 2. I want to read this so fucking bad. Hang on, here we go. Alright, so who's who here? Steve says, here's a game that's oozing with a lot of hard programming something. Thank you for putting the review number right on top of the text, you dumb, stupid person. Programming work. This game is a graphic 21st for the Genesis, but I thought the play was a little disjointed. There is definitely a lot to explore, but the game is manic in its approach. None of the levels are too linear. I can't see because your fucking red numbers in the way, you dumb asshole. Yes. Wow, that really clears up when you zoom in, which is both good and bad. A nice follow-up, though. So this guy's a moron. Steve, if you're still alive, you know what I mean. Don't come around my neighborhood. I'm just saying. Ed, you better say something nice about this game. He gives this game a 10. A 10 out of 10. Ed Semrad. Of all the good games this year, it boils down to two perfect games, Sonic 2 and Street Fighter 2. As good as Street Fighter 2 is, Sonic ends up on top, as to me, it just offers more variety and fun. I mean, yes. If we're not talking about Street Fighter 2 Turbo, yeah, they're probably talking about the first Street Fighter 2. Which has like what? 8 characters. It's a little stiff. 10. Sega's mascot is back in a new adventure that can best be described with a lot of twos, being twice as long as the game. The game offers more enjoyment for the buck. As a 2-player game, there is twice the fun. The levels are larger and harder, and Sonic's new moves are quite innovative. Overall, the best all-around game on the market. See, now Ed knows what he's talking about. Ed's on top of things. Ed, he's related to the guy who founded Ollie's Warehouse, or whatever it's called. Martin. Oh, he's just talking about Street Fighter 2. Why are they talking about, like, separate things? Not all fighters are boring and repetitious. Of course, shooters are #1 in my book. I guess they're also talking about like what they think game of the month is. Okay, so Martin gives it 8. Sonic's back, bigger and better. Graphics have improved, great colors, hyper-scrolling backgrounds, music is decent, sounds as good as the first. Gameplay is top-notch, but there's not a lot of freedom to explore the huge levels. Not linear, but still too straightforward. I don't know what the fuck he wants. Have you played a 2D game? Like, what do you want? He goes fast. Do you want him to go fast and then go in and out of doors like Crazy Castle? Martin, shut up. Shut your mouth. Now, this guy's a ninja, so he probably has a better opinion on games. He gives it a 9. No Genesis would be complete without Sonic 2. Two-player option is the best thing Sega could have done. After all, even Mario shares the spotlight with Luigi and the gang. But not at the same time, you fucking asshole. Not at the same time. Highly intense backgrounds, awesome tunes, and wild levels are everything I come to expect from a worthy sequel for Sonic. Okay. I'm sure this guy that calls himself Shusi X, dressed like a ninja, is Japanese. Let's just assume he is. I think Ed knows what he's talking about. And these other yahoos should, you know, they should find new jobs or something. Because I don't like them. What do we got? More reviews. Death Valley Rally. 8988. I'm not reading all that. That sounds about right. Yeah. Desert Strike. Now you're reviewing this on SNES and not Sega, so 7768. There's a lot about Desert Strike that Urban Strike makes up for. And I'm not going to read what they said, but I'm just going to assume they're going to talk about variety of gameplay, different locations. You go third person in Urban Strike. Like you go on foot a couple times. You go into a casino. You go into an oil rig on foot. And you disarm a bomb. Hubert, thank you for giving it a 4. Like, why? This is like when they make a Pac-Man game, and the only thing you get for that Super Nintendo game is the classic fucking Pac-Man game. You need to do more with that game. You cannot just throw Hubert and Pac-Man on a Super Nintendo cartridge. That is bullshit. What did I skip? Ooh, arcade joystick for the SNES. And it looks boxy. It's very boxy. It's $70. I'm gonna turn this page as fast as possible. $70. I had one for the Genesis. I don't think it was $70 goddamn dollars. Super Valis. I haven't played that. Spider-Man and X-Men. I don't think that's the one I played. I think I played the one where you can play as Gambit or Nightcrawler. There was no Spider-Man. It was just an X-Men game, so I didn't play that game. Mega Man 5. Is this just NES? Yeah. Yeah, those scores look about right. I don't know about a 6. But... And then there's an ad for Mega Man 5. Batman Returns for NES. I don't know about that. What did they give it? Someone gave it a 5. Yeah, that's about right. That's like a mid game right there. Any John Madden game is trash. Up until like John Madden like 96 or something, you can start like making a team and like taking your team into like practice, and you can like do drills and like you can like hit the bags and all that. True Ball. Why is someone giving this a 9? This probably came out around the same time as Sonic Spinball, and it doesn't even come close to a 9. Cosmic Fantasy 2. For what? Oh, for the TurboGrafx. Pass. Biohazard. No. Sewer Shark. That this should be like 3s and 4s. This game is terrible. Black Hole Assault. Again, like nobody's playing a Sega CD, so I don't think I played it once. I played Saturn a lot, but Night Trap. That should have like way higher score than any other Sega CD game, but it's still stupid. You have to play the one with Corey Haim. Play the one with Corey Haim and the guy from Full Metal Jacket, the drill sergeant. Sega CD, we're not talking about you. Or the Turbo, we're not talking about that either. Boxing game looks fun. That looks good for a boxing game on the Genesis. No. Hockey game, Turbo, no. Game Gear, Alien 3. I mean, it's got better reviews than the Turbo game, so. What is this? Arcade Blockbusters. Are these a packaged game or what? Maybe. Maybe this is a dual packaged game. Double Dragon and Super Off-Road. Bonk for the Game Boy. Now we're talking. And Ren and Stimpy? Oh, we got to the good games finally. Okay. Pit Fighter? Yeah. That should not have 7s. It really shouldn't. Look at that controller, man. All those buttons, all those switches on the top front. How much is it? They're not going to tell us because it's too fucking expensive. Bart versus Radioactive Man. Mega Man 5. Terminator. James Bond Jr. RC Pro-Am. I didn't play RC Pro-Am 2. I played 1 and I loved it. Might and Magic. I don't know what that says. Basketball garbage. Jeopardy, Hunt for Red October. Dude, they made games for anything. If it was a movie that a kid like would never see, they'd make a game about it. Lethal Weapon. I played Lethal Weapon. I played Addams Family for Genesis, and it's kind of fun, but it's also frustratingly fucking terrible. What is this ad for? I don't know. The Turbo Touch. Wow, they came out with some cool shit back then. So this is a touchpad, D-pad. Don't press any buttons in. It's just touch. It's like the PS4. Hey, PS4 ripped off this controller, to be honest. Because you can use that metal part to move in some games. Let's look at that. Nah, I'm not gonna look at that. What game is this? Wonder Dog? that a Sega? Yeah, that's a Sega CD game. What the hell is wrong with these people? Sega flew off the goddamn rails. They did something. They drank something from under the sink. They took their clothes off and they just ran outside. And nobody said anything. Nobody stopped them. Felix the Cat. You can buy this right now on PSN. Combat action with new spin. Black Hole Assault. Never heard of it. Here we talk about the Super Nintendo Genie in store for holidays. I don't think I've ever seen one, to be honest. I only had a Game Genie for NES, and then I got like Game Shark for everything in the late 90s. PS1, N64. I got something that was Game Shark, but it wasn't called Game Shark. It was called like Code Breaker or something. I had that. I had something for Game Boy like that. New Sega CD game. Sorry, I'm not reading that because nobody gives a fuck about Sega CD. Global Gladiators for the Genesis. These are the most 90s kids you'll ever see in your life. Just the backwards hat and the bangs coming out of where the back of the hat is. He's got the gum stripe shirt with the zebra. And jeans with the holes. Not ripped up because someone took a pair of scissors to them, but actual holes. And we got Raph, and he's getting electrocuted. Now you can hook the turtles up to your Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, Hyperstone Heist. This has Tatsu in it. And you know what sucks? Tatsu is not in Shredder's Revenge. Mostly because I don't think he had anything to do with the cartoon. And Shredder's Revenge is like cartoon. Star Wars Pinball, Shogun Warriors. I don't even know what this is. What is Electric Avenue Montgomery Ward? It's just sounds like a place. Maybe that's Electronics Boutique before Electronics Boutique. Before GameStop. These Sega ads are fucking terrible. Space Lords. Blue Marlin, blah, blah, blah. American Gladiators, yeah. What does this say? Super Ninja Boy for the Super Nintendo. Gradius 2. The Move Hour Masters. There's percent. Not sure what this is an ad for. Power Moves? Is that just the name of the game? Road Blaster. See a picture of SNES Mario Kart down here. Mega Man 3 on Game Boy might be the only one that I give a fuck about. Of all the Game Boy ones. Mega CD-ROM. This is a Super Famicom game called Christopher Columbus. I'm not sure what's happening there. Ranma half, huh? Cool. Ah, this is a nice looking arcade stick right here. And they're all by a company called Asiware. Just a lot of buttons. This would be fucking dope if there was a monitor coming out the top of it, and you know, because it looks like you can turn off and reset from the controller right here. Or the stick. Gunbuster, Volume 1. This is a good game. Super Volleyball. Boy, this ASCII-Pad, they're all over the place. I remember having the best Sega Genesis controller. It was just, it was like see-through. And this was before, like, Nintendo did it with the, like, the different colored ones. But the Sega controller was complete see-through. And it had like Super Nintendo looking buttons on it. Very purple and light purple. Snatcher, F1 Grand Prix 2, Indiana Jones, Super HQ. A bunch of Game Gear games. Paperboy. I'm going to be playing Paperboy and Marble Madness soon. There we go. Bubsy. You got the exclusive here. Super EGM preview. Oh, we got the hotline. Dawn Patrol from Namco. Bunch of leaderboard stuff going on. Are we getting into the cheat code part? We got Mortal Kombat here. Yep, here. This is what you would cut out, and you would take this to school the next day. I don't believe they wrote down these. Like in the arcade, there's no way to know how to do them. But I believe for the instruction guides for the console versions, I don't think they told you how to do them either. If I remember right. And if you got the game at a pawn shop or something without the instructions in the case, you were 100% in the dark. And if you rented it, like they didn't bother giving out the instructions of the case because people just would not give them back. And technically, if they gave the game back, it's not like they could say you didn't return it. So, Lemmings, Baseball, Kablooey, Dino City. Get out of here with that. Super Mario Kart. Start one player game, pick time trial, and go to the driver selection screen. You'll see the first player highlighted. Next, press start on the controller 2, and Princess should have the letters COM above her. Choose your 1P driver with the first controller and your COM driver with the second controller, and then choose your course. Start the time trial, and you will see that COM driver is really a computer-controlled ghost driver that will be racing with you in the time trial competition. Be quick, because this ghost driver is no wimp. If the ghost driver wins the race, it will not affect your time in any way. Well, yeah, it's time trial. So is it a ghost or not? Is it like, when they say ghost, are they saying that this is it's mimicking your lap, or is it just a, like, is it just a character that won't attack you and you can drive through him and he's driving at the same time? Speed boost start. Oh yeah, this is the start a game, go into any race. When Lakitu floats down with the starting lights, wait until the first one flashes and make a beep. Timing is very critical. After the first beep, press and hold B button. After all the lights have gone, your boost ahead of the opponents. Yeah, and it's different for other games. Because I think for 64, you have to wait for the second light or something like that. Now we're getting into the real juicy content. Look at this Game Boy case, man. Dude, this kid is... I mean, he's young, but if he was like 17, 18, the girls would be all over him. Look at how cool this thing looks. It's... And this is like really old-timey, like insulin device that you would wear or something. That's what it looks like, kinda. He has his asthma medication in that. But what's that? Battery pack, games. Yeesh. And he's got that thing on the front. This is the magnifier. If you really wanted to strain your eyes or like freak out anytime a bug flew in like in front of your screen, you'd put this magnifier in front of your GBA screen and it would just blow it up. Wasn't really pretty to look at, but it did make it bigger. More cheat code stuff. Extra continues for TMNT4. Excuse me. When you are on the last continue and close to dying, press start on the controller 2. You can now continue as the second player with as many continues as you started out with. These fucking... Ooh. No class whatsoever. Screen rotation. Yeah, you know how to do that. It's not a cheat code. It's something you do in the game. I don't know, is there a reason? This is just like, cut off a little bit at the top. Anyway. Maybe I should stop zooming in and out. Soldier Blade, Team USA Basketball, Bucky O'Hare, tennis game on the right, baseball, buyer's guide, more ads from Sega that look terrible. They're like they're just these big, loud, dumb looking things. Joe and Mac on every platform possible. Captain America and the Avengers on Genesis. G codes for Mickey Safari. Home Alone 2? No, thank you. I'd rather not. Kick some balls right here. Soccer game. Anyway, that's about it. Like, there's a lot more going on here, but I think from here on out, it's going to be a lot of ads and there's like what 7 games here or something. There's Bart versus Space Mutants, Bart versus the World. There's a Game Boy Bart. There's more Bart games down here. There's Krusty's Funhouse. Krusty's Funhouse is on every goddamn system, every portable imaginable. Street Fighter 3. They don't even know what this game looks like yet. And of course, our boy Sushi X is the one covering this. I'm guessing this is like just an article about the next version of Street Fighter 2. Because this doesn't look like alpha, or it doesn't look like Street Fighter 3 at all. Cybernator. Got more power moves. Another game I've never. Dragon's Lair. Not console, but I did know a guy who had a cab. The arcade cab. And I think when I asked him about playing it at home, like for Sega or something, he's like, don't bother. He's like, not for another 20 years or something like that, he said. More ads. Is that an Ultimate ad? It was. Which one is that? False Prophet? That's 4? Because 3 is Exodus, and then maybe it's 4. I don't know. Dragon Warrior 4. Soul Blazer, NFL football, pro quarterback, NBA, Kingdom Crusade, Mousetrap Hotel. Sheesh. I don't know what this is an ad for. Sears? You can get a Sears coupon? Ooh, they got the Sonic 2. I don't know what they're trying to. Oh, there's different shields that you get, and 2 players at once. 2 players at the same time. Except, Tails can die 9,000 times and it doesn't mean anything. Oh wow, they go through every level too. Oil, Hilltop, Chemical Plant, Casino, Dust Hill. You sure about that? Dust Hill. Okay. Hilltop, Sky Fortress, and what was the? What did they skip? Metropolis. I don't know. It's just fucking things all over the place. And they're not in order or anything. Marvel games. Shinobi 3. Road Rash 2. Just a really good game. Hook for the Super Nintendo. I don't know if that's gonna be good, but Sony, ImageSoft, they made some good games. I'm pretty sure they made that Mickey Mania game. Crew Ball. I'm gonna just turn the page to get away from that as best as possible. There's a whole boss list of Hyperstone Heist. You know what I really like about Shredder's Revenge is you can play as April, Splinter, Casey Jones, and then there's some DLC characters. And all the turtles play a little bit differently. Oh, Might and Magic. Yeah, if I see anything I like, but they're kind of just repeating. Universal Soldier ad. More Sega ads that are just nonsense. They don't tell you anything. Jetsons game. Tecmo sports games. Cool Spot game. Well, that's got to be a Game Boy game or something because it looks like shit. It's like 2 colors. That can't be the Sega one. It doesn't look anything like it. Mega Man 3, Crash Dummies, Ultima for Game Boy. I had no idea Ultima was on Game Boy. That Richard Garriott guy, he cashed in. C2, cool spots. There it is. There's my controller. Look at how beautiful this fucking controller is. Each button has a turbo setting on it. It's completely see-through. My version is a little different than this. I don't think they ever released a like standard Genesis controller that has more than 3 buttons. Comic book section. A lot of ads, a lot of stuff, a lot of ads. And that's it. That's the end of that. So thanks for watching, guys, and check me out in some of my other videos, and I'll do another random, completely random EGM magazine again, and maybe like a week or so, something like that. And thank you for checking it out. Peace.